Hello, did you know these existed? If you don't, congratulations. You might find this video interesting. To elaborate, this is the first thing we're going to discuss before we go into the old era stuff. Yeah, this is a video about the old times of RotMG and all its sprites. So if you're an old player, you probably will find this rewarding. What I just showed you were templates for dungeon making. Or at least a template for a RotMG page about a dungeon. I'm not sure if it could be used in game, but it's said to be located here. Wait. That's a real map, isn't it? Wait, hold up. Yeah, you haven't come by the testing terrain yet, apparently. It has the same ground as in the Forbidden Jungle. You'll be able to see the Chocolate River and the Hobbit Mage that can't spell. Not 100% sure that this is real, but it says that the Forbidden Jungle used to be located in the realm. I am fully aware that this page is not referencing to a real terrain, but for some reason I just found it believable that the Forbidden Jungle was once located in the realm. If you know the answer to that, you're allowed to post it in the comments. You have my permission. I think it's really cute that they gave these monsters a backstory, even though they're just used for testing or making a RotMG page. Moving on to the Diagram Dungeon. Look at this layout. Amazing. With terrifying enemies like the Polt. It only has 900 HP though. But the boss, the Ghost of Turkey's Past. Oh, the dungeon is dropped by the template Turkey, by the way. All these monsters have faces and they say stuff and all, and they have shots and damage and all that. You can see the stats on RotMG. I've left a link in the description. I'm not sure how long this has existed without me finding out about it, but let's just get started with the old era stuff that you came for. Right, after mentioning the wiki weapon, which likes to change the bag it drops in. Regardless, as you can see, this weapon is OP. Not sure if the tier 6 rings are supposed to have the non-shaded sprite. Oh damn, I'm getting off topic. Well, here we go. So boys, truth is, we got a lot to cover. So it's fitting to clarify for the people who don't know that the sprite sheet used in the Realm of the Midgard files is used in other games too, which is why you might notice many of these items in other games as well. These pictures are from the game Legends of Yore. You really see it's the same sprite sheet, since a lot of these sprites are used in Realm of the Midgard too. These weapons are probably the most prominent if you leave out the characters. You could say Realm was built around a template, but most of these sprites aren't actually found anymore, but you might recognize most of these. These from the last video were supposed to be statues, by the way. It seems to be that the armors used back then weren't separated in hide armors and heavy armors. It was only hide armors, but just with more defense. What you see here is a set of the old tops. The tier 12 Sky Splitter, the Mithril Shield, the tier 12 Abyssal Armor, and the extra HP. The sprites have changed a bit. Here's a picture of really early development of RotMG. Along with Dr. Bigbadbill, I managed to find these old sprites from the 103 RotMG release. But that wasn't the only thing we found, along with old sounds and stuff that aren't used anymore. Here's a bunch of them. And those were only a bunch of them that you might not recognize. I'm not sure if these are used in the game now, but these were included in the sample pack that followed along with RotMG. But these aren't the only ones we're supposed to look at. So I got a bunch of old clients and we're going to put them into the Flash decompiler to see if there's something interesting. So first I attempted to drag these clients into the Adobe Flash player and they worked at first, but I just can't enter the game itself. The Legends list itself is also interesting. I could only make them appear on weekly. This first client was also from the Spry Fox and Wild Shadow era before Kabam. I tried to enter one of the death screens, but the game didn't work after that. So I went into this newer version, but it didn't really change at all. Maybe the UI had a tiny change, but nothing else. Apart from mixing up the Legends board, it didn't really do anything. I attempted to find even older clients, but I found that in 2010, you could only play on either the Wild Shadow webpage or from build 71 on the Realm of the Midgard homepage. I tried finding even older ones, but I was unsuccessful in that. But although I dragged those clients into Adobe, they of course don't work since the servers aren't active for that update. So I'll be putting them into the Flash decompiler to see if there's something. And what I found is what many of you classify as classic Realm. Here you see some fonts and some sound effects and all of these old sprites that you might recognize from the game now. There's just a lot of new stuff missing. There's not a lot of well, unexplained or unseen content. It's mostly the same, the stuff we do have now. It happens more commonly that they add new stuff than they remove old ones. So, not much of these comes as a surprise. So, the right thing to do is of course opening up the second client to see if there's something that we might have missed. Here's the XP boosters that we found from the last video. And as you can see, this is from the Kabam era. And it's also possible to launch it in the Flash decompiler to see what's going on in here. Let's see if the game crashes if I go into here. It does. Yep, there's not much to show. Not much interesting was found. Like, I found these blocks, but these aren't really special. But I knew I had to make a change, because this isn't gonna work. Like, I got these old MATLAB resprites for the April Fools. That's all I have at the moment. But on the other side, I have 2 more video ideas that's going to be included in this old era series. And since there's so much to cover in those videos, I'm going to make it an independent project itself. We're going to take a look back at some older versions of the greater dungeons we have in the game, which I think this is a fitting point of time to end off this video. Please bear in mind that this video was not to be focusing on everything that the old era of RotMG has to offer. So if you think I did this under category of the old era RotMG dirty, you can just leave me a PM on Discord, please. On Discord, not in the description. And if you offer me enough information, I can make it into another one. Unless I find the information myself. Or I get it from Dr. Bigbadbill, who helped me make this video. It happens quite oftenly that I get sent a lot of sprites that aren't really related to any video title or subject. But those items are just really interesting, so if you want to see a compilation or montage or full video of just me showcasing random items I'm sent, then your opinion on that is fitting in the comment section where I will be looking for it. You know what this black screen means? And can somebody please tell me who the fuck is Joe? People keep talking about